So, when I was a kid, anxiety has really got to me as far as leaving it so that I can't sleep at night because I would always just be so afraid of just something. And I don't know where the anxiety came from. I think it's just safe to say that I was born with anxiety because there hasn't really been a catalyst to just make me be afraid of everything. But yeah, I was just a very scary kid. Every night was just a struggle to get to sleep because I could not sleep because I was just so afraid. My little kid mind would always just go on, thinking of the most horrific things possible. I don't know why I did it. It happened. And the only way I could have gone to sleep was if I had my light on, or if my door was open and my mom's door was open, and because my mom's room was across from mine, so I can see into her room when I'm like laying down. So I guess that gave me some kind of sense of just safe safety, because if there was something to happen, I could just do a super mad dash into her room. And I just want to add, I also had sleep paralysis, which once again, I don't know where it came from. I just sort of had it. It came with the package of with me, that and anxiety. And sleep paralysis and anxiety, they are not a good mix at all. Because from that, I've had a lot of night terrors because of that. I would sometimes wake up either screaming or I would wake up crying. It was just the absolute worst. And even then, my anxiety wasn't even at its prime. When my anxiety was at its prime, that was when I was like 13, 12, 14, somewhere along that line. When I was in middle school, that was when my anxiety was at its prime, because when I was growing up, I never actually tried to cope with it. Whenever I was scared, I would just let myself be scared. I would never try and calm myself down. I would never have like words to say that make me feel safe. I would always just be scared. But the reason why I say that during middle school was when my anxiety was at its prime was because of all the school shootings that was going on. My school had to take precautions, and for some reason, they didn't tell anyone about this. They didn't tell any of the students about this. They just went with it. So here's what happened. In my middle school, there is this thing called a code red. A code red means that there is a threat inside the school and you must seek shelter, lock your doors, stay safe. In all the schools I've ever been to, I never had to go through a code red. So you can imagine how this experience going through it for the first time felt for me, especially since I was already so afraid of the school shootings. I never thought it would actually happen to me. Well, it didn't happen, but at the time I thought it was happening. So when the lady had said, hey, this is a shelter in place, I mean, not shelter in place, a code red. I said shelter in place because in high school we called it a shelter in place. But in this school, in the middle school I was in, they called it a code red. But she had said, hey, this is a code red. So, everyone locked their doors. I had no idea what was going on. It was freaking me out, but I had no idea what was going on. And then everyone starts hiding, getting on their stuff. People go in corners. I was like, I guess I would just go into a corner then. So I went into a corner, I chilled, and you're supposed to be silent, right? Nope, the class was loud. People were screaming. We're all gonna die. And obviously, that didn't help my anxiety. I just felt even more scared after that. But during the moment, I think I handled it well. Like, I didn't freak out or anything. I was kind of pacing back and forth a little bit, and I was talking to friends to help calm myself down. But just the kids there, they weren't helping at all. And then something had happened. Something that lit the fuse happened. So someone from outside the door jangled on the doorknob, and you can imagine the chaos that had sprung when that person did that. Once that person jangled the doorknob, people were screaming, people were running around the classroom, running into tables and chairs, and me, I just enter like some kind of survival mode state because I'm not freaking out, but like I start doing like rapid head movements, looking for the safest place I could possibly be in. Because obviously, being that it's a classroom, there's nowhere to go and there's nowhere to hide. It's literally a box with one way in and one way out. And the only way out is to go through the person that's trying to hurt us. So it's best to just find whatever is the safest and just go for it, which is exactly what I did. And for me, that ended up being the teacher's desk because the teacher's desk it like covers all sides, which is like it's kind of like a box as well, but except there's only one opening for obviously where the teacher's like feet need to go. And so I do a full sprint all the way to the teacher's desk. I had to jump over a couple tables to get there. I know you're thinking that's probably stupid because the door's there. They got the window, so if there was someone out there trying to shoot, they gonna see me. But you see, I didn't care. I was just trying to get safe. When I got to the teacher's desk, there was already two kids in there, and so I kind of had to stomp over them and get through. I was like, let me in here," and they're trying to push me out. I'm like, I pushed myself back in. I'm like, "No, you are not gonna push me out here. You're gonna get me in here." And by me forcing myself back in, one of them was forced to leave, which is exactly what he did. He left, and then I just got in the far left corner because there's like a corner and there's like a can't really explain it, but like there's like a side where it's more covered up because of the drawers that are there, and so I got over there to that side, and I got in like fetal position, covered my ears, and kind of like rocked back and forth because there's nothing I could have done, and I didn't want to hear if there were like gunshots. I didn't want to hear that, so like I said, I just sat fetal position, covered my ears, and just rocked back and forth until everything just went away. So obviously nothing happened. They revealed that it was just a drill, and they kind of lectured us about how we could have all died. The teachers and the principals, they went about talking about how bad we were, and but a lot of people had a panic attack. Me, I didn't have a panic attack, but I sure as heck was like scarred by what happened because after that happened, I have just been dreading school, dreading going anywhere near it. Every time the lady talked on the intercom, my heart rate would just jump up like 100 beats per second because I was so scared that she was gonna say, "This is a code red." Just the word code red completely scared the absolute shit out of me, and that's just what happened. And then as time went on, it just got worse and worse and worse. I was so scared of school. I was just so scared of everything. And then one day I had like a mini panic attack because what happened was the power started to go out like throughout the school, and then me thinking too much about it. I'm thinking like, oh, there's people inside the school and they're hacking into the school. They're shutting off all the cameras and stuff so they can't see, and they're gonna come in and get us. Yeah, that was me. That's the kind of thinking I was doing, and it caused me to panic, caused me to freak the heck out. My friends were trying to calm me down. I wouldn't calm down. I just kept going on and on. I'm texting my mom like, "Mom, I love you." It's and that is ridiculous. And then my mom came and picked me up the following day, and then ever since that day, every time there was like a drill, the principal or someone will come get me, and then just I would just be with them the entire time before the drill actually happened. So yes, and even then, my anxiety was still like through the roof. Every ominous sound, every sound I just didn't like, any loud sound, I would freak out. And still, I had nightmares. I had sleep paralysis. Just things were bad for me, very very bad for me. It wasn't until high school until I actually started developing coping skills to help with my anxiety. And I can say it worked. I actually felt better when it came to things like the code reds, and it was just a drill. I never freaked out. I stayed calm. Even when the jingle jangle on the door, I still stayed calm. When it came to ominous noises, loud noises, I stayed calm during that. Even though it would kind of spook me a bit, I still stayed calm. Just say the words that make me feel happy, think positive, and just overall, I definitely felt better with my anxiety. But just because I developed coping skills doesn't actually mean it got better. I would kind of debate that it actually got 10 times worse than it actually has. like I think my anxiety evolved into something completely different, making me feel a different sort of way, and like ways I've never actually felt when I'm in fear. But I'm gonna save that to the next video because this video is 10 minutes long and I don't want to make it any longer than it has to be because I know you don't want to watch a super duper long video. But I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time. I just never gotten across to actually making it because I'm lazy. Not really. I've been working a lot, but I finally made it. I decided I was gonna make it like a 2-part or 3-part, depending on how long I actually took to make the individual videos. But this actually took longer than I expected, so maybe it's just going to be a 2-part. So, yeah. Thank you for listening if you're still here, which 9 times out of 10, you're probably not, but that's okay. The fact that you stopped and gave my video a couple minutes actually means a lot. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.